Hello, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I have the pleasure, guys, to bring to you a short how to play video for Falling Sky. Falling Sky is already on the market for some time. This is the another sixth installment in the coin series. I will tell about series in a moment. I decided to create this video because I play a lot of this game and thought that I will share my passion and my experiences with this title. This is really intriguing design, beautifully produced, as you can see from below components display, and then something which gives me a lot of joy and fun. So that's main reason behind it. Okay, so this is a coin game, counter-insurgency game. What does it mean? This is the type of games created by Folko Runke. These were mainly counter-insurgency in the modern days. Falling Sky is a first title which takes these mechanics to the antiquity. Exactly, we are moving in time to Julius Caesar. And in this game, we have from 1 to 4 players, as you will see in a moment. And we are in the last years of the Roman conquest of Gaul. This is 54, 53, or 52 BC. We would have 4 main groups. We would have Belgae, we would have Aedui, we would have Arverni, and we would have Romans, of course, in this game. And each and every faction here will have completely different set of actions, special commands, but also victory conditions. And that's where this asymmetry and this counterinsurgency stems from different, completely different goals, different possibilities to move, to activate, to fight, and even a small group like Edui can win the game if they achieve their targets. Of course, the target for them is not to crush the legions, but some other. What else before we jump into details? Of course, as a coin game, we would have a similar, let's say, mechanics as in each and every coin game. So we would have a deck of cards, which will be driving the moves. We'll go through this in a moment. And each turn, 2 factions, 2 eligible factions, first in the order, will be able to play the event, do the command, do some special actions. All this we will get to in a moment. Okay, this is the general introduction. Let's look at the map. So what do we see here? We see part of today's France, Belgium, Germany, and Britannia. As you can see, the whole map is divided in regions. We have Celtica, which is this green region here. We have Belgica, which is this yellow region here. We have Britannia over here, and we have Germania over there. So these are the regions we have in the game. If you look a little closer, you can see that we have this large regions, and we have those smaller regions here, which has the tribes. If there is no token on the tribe, it means it's subdued. That means it's crushed by the Romans. And in those regions, we have the tribes. We have like Pictones, Santonens. We have here Veneti, Aulerci. The names of the regions are in those, let's say, white color. So this is a region of Pictones, this is a region of Veneti, this would be region of Arverni. Here we would have Provincia. By the way, Cisalpina is not playing in this game. Here we have a region of Atrebates. If you look closer, some of those elements of the map are round, like here, and some are rectangular. That means that here you can put only the ally of a particular tribe. Here you can put also the citadel, and those citadel are usually at the places connected to cities. You see Avaricum, Bibracte. These are the cities here also. Vesontio. This is a city. What else do we see on the map? Here we have Renus. Yeah. So what about Renus? After crossing the Ren, you need to stop marching. Yeah, it's a huge river, and you can see this reason over here. Britannia has also some special rules when you move. This is adjacency to Britannia. When you move, you cannot add any special ability. Other than that, on the map, we have two overflow box. If you have too many elements in one region, you can put them here. Here you have the track. The track shows, for example, a number of resources. These are the resources for the tribes. It shows also off-map legions for Arveni. It shows where the Roman are with victory. I think I didn't put the Roman victory marker, but nevertheless, we can do it later on. What else? A very important part is here Senate, in what let's say feeling towards Caesar they are. Adulation, intrigue, uproar. Depending on this, appropriate number of legions is available to Caesar. Fallen legions would be the legions which were killed during the battle. Here is core of the game. So we have eligible factions, and we have then some possibilities to do some action by the factions, and then we have ineligible factions. How does it play? And this is very similar to all coin games. We have at any particular moment in time two decks. This is this is the current event, and this is the future event. This is the event for this turn, and this is the event for the next turn. We look at the event for this turn, and we look at the order. We see that the Romans are first, and we are second, Belga are third, Arverni are fourth. All of them are eligible during this turn, so the Romans has the choice first. They can choose do the command only without special ability. Then the second faction can do only the limited command. We will be going through commands and limited commands in a moment when I show you them on the displays. Alternatively, the Romans can take faction command plus special ability, but then the second, in this case, and we could choose either second faction event, so what is written here, or can do the limited command. And the third option, which is possible for Romans, is to first faction event, and then the second player and the second faction in order can do second faction command, may add special ability. Let us assume that they will do the event. This is a really nice event for the Romans. And then the Edui will take second faction command and add special ability. At the end of the turn, we reset those guys to ineligible. We move the next turn event to the current turn event, and we play again next turn. Now we look, the Belga are first. Let's say that they take event. The second are Romans, but they are ineligible, so we skip them. The third one are Edui, but they are also ineligible, so we skip them. And we jump to the fourth, which are Arverin, and they will take a second action command and special ability. At the end of this turn, those guys go to ineligible, and those come back to eligible. The dynamics, when to pass, because you can also pass, not only choose those three options, when to take the full command, when to take an event, is the beauty of the game, and this is what drives this game. So there are a lot of strategies connected to this. I told you that I will show you the difference between the command and limited command. Command allows the faction to take the command in as many regions as they want. The limited command allows only for an action in one of those regions. When I'm looking at the map, there are two more things which I would like to draw your attention to. Each of the regions can be controlled or not controlled. If there are no pieces which are where this is of course not controlled. If there are pieces from one side, then this side controls Arveni, Rom, Edui, Belga. If you have pieces from couple of factions, in order for a faction to control a region, it has to have more pieces than all other factions combined. So if from, for example, if we have such situation, then the ROM would control this. But if we have such situation, the ROM is not controlling Avarik. Just to present to you how does it play. Okay, so now we are started to move the pieces, those beautiful pieces. I really like how they are produced. So let me tell you a little about them. Those huge cylinders are leaders. This is the Caesar, and if it's turned around, this would be the Caesar successor, because yeah, Caesar can die in the campaign. Here we have Vercingetorix. Here we have Ambiorix. I just hope I spell it correctly. So then we have the warbands. These are the warbands. The gods have warbands here, here, and here. The hidden warbands and revealed warbands. Yes, this is the hidden. This is revealed. I show them revealed because they look really nice from that perspective. These are also warbands, but these are the Germanic warbands, and Germans in essence are not controlled by player. There are some events which allow us to control them and to move them, but in essence they are driven by the game mechanics, and usually they raid into the Gaul. Kill, rape, murder, take the provisions and go away to Germany back. In the Arovistus expansion, they would also settle in Celtica or Belgica. We look at the pieces further. This is the tribe. If we put a tribe, that means that we could rally more troops in this region. And this is the citadel, which will be halving the losses of the defending units. Who owns this citadel. Here we have a Roman fort, and here we have a disperse tribe marker. This is a special ability of Romans. They can disperse tribe and nobody can put an ally there. They crush simply the opposition. Yes, potentially we can have also citadels here for Ardui or other tribes, and the Belga also have one citadel. There are some regions where particular factions can easier than normal rally troops. So for Belga it would be Belgica. You can see those symbols here. For Aedui will be here, Aedui region. You can see the rally here. For Arverni it would be, of course, Arverni region rally here. And for Romans it will be Provincia. I think we should have somewhere this mark. Yeah, this is here, recruit +1. So these are areas where they can recruit with much more ease. So I would like to add something to the cards. As you can see, some of them are events, so something happens. Some of them are capabilities. The capability is, if you play an event as a capability, it stays with a particular faction. For example, here the Belga has option to choose a Germanic horse, and for them shaded capability would be better. If Gallic, take this card, each battle command, you double enemy losses in one region unless defender with fort or citadel. Very good capability for the Belga. They should probably take this event if they have opportunity to do so. Regarding the cards, one more important thing, how the turns are played and how the game is played. So we have this is a full deck of cards. We have winters during the card setup. Depending on scenario, you can have 3, 5, 7 winters. They are in predefined areas. You don't know exactly where because you take 5 cards you shuffle them and you put them between larger bodies of cards. So you have some control on when the winter will come, but not the full. And the winters are the times when we check for the victory, but not only for the victory. Here is the winter sequence. So the first thing during the winter is also checking for victory. We check the faction's status on the victory point track. Each faction has a separate victory conditions, and we will be discussing the factions separately. We'll be going through their most interesting events, their commands and specials, their playing mates. We will do separate videos on those, so you can also digest some specific information about Edui, about Arverni, Belga, and Rome. So the winter drives this. Yeah. If there is no automatic victory, then we have Germans. They rally, march, raid, battle, and ambush. So as I told you, they will be entering the Gallia. When we have quarters, the Germans, Gauls, Romans can move on the map to the winter quarters. When we have a harvest, everybody gets the resources based on the tribes they control, or for the Romans based on the subdued tribes. Then we have a Senate phase, so the move of the market depending on how Caesar is doing. And then we have spring, so we clean the situation on the map. Usually we either remove or flip the dispersed. If we have leaders who were killed, they will be coming back, but only as a successor, which means they will have less potential than the previous one. And so on and so forth. And then we draw a card and start the next season. We went now through the winter. I just do a short teaser before we go into the detailed faction explanation in a separate video. So here is the player aid, which shows for each and every faction their commands and special abilities. We'll be going through them in a separate video. I just wanted you to see how does it look like. And this is again very similar for all the coin games. We have Edui Confederation, we have Roman Republic, and we have Arverni. As you can see, you always have a reference here to all victory conditions with a particular faction, of course, highlighted in that way. So this is it as far as the general overview of Falling Sky is concerned. One of the coin games, volume number 6, first time we are using the counterinsurgency in the ancient times. We have 4 factions playable, and we have Germans who are run by the bot. We play through the sequence of couple of winters, and each winter we check the victory conditions. If anybody meet the victory conditions, they won. If not, we continue. At the end of the last winter, we can check victory conditions. The ones who are the closest win the game. There is also a tiebreaker mechanic for this. That will be all for today. A very short introduction to the Falling Sky and, let's be honest, to coin games in general. In my next videos, I will be discussing the factions. We'll be going through Belgic, Roman, Arverni, and Edui. I will see in what order I will do it. And last but not least, after those materials, I'm thinking also about some example of play, so you can see how it really looks like in the game. One important disclaimer to Falling Sky and other coin games. This is not a game where you constantly build up your forces, develop your economy, develop your military strength, and then fight. No, this is a game where in a complex situation on map, you are trying to gain as much as possible for the next winter. That does not mean that you cannot plan long term, you cannot have capabilities and so on, but the mindset for coin games is that this is not a game of a constant build-up. This is game of grabbing the situation, grabbing the opportunity, and maximizing your gains in a proper moment in time. So just remember this. That will be all for today. Thank you very much for being with me. If you like this video, please kindly give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more material like this, kindly please subscribe. Please let me know in the comment section your opinion about this video, which faction you like to play, any tips, tricks, or maybe something which I overlooked in those general rules, interpretation, and explanation, which can be helpful for our public. Thank you anyhow for today, and hear from you in the next video. Bye.